names is displayed on the screen. This is batch number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This is 4 na?
4 right. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೀಳ್ಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಬಲರಾಮ್ ಸರ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೋದಾ ಜಾಗ ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ
सर हम लोग इस पे बैठ जाएंगे
It's live, sir.
ಕೂರ್ಬೇಕಂತೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ಅದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ರಾಜ
The same names are posted in the Prerana group. You can also download it and see it. If you are not able to see from there, the same names are posted in the Prerana group. Please.
ಜಾಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಹೂವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಜಾಕ್ಲಿನ್ ಹೂವು ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಕೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಬಸಂತಿ
ಪಾಪ ಪಿನ್ನಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಯ್ಯೋ she has become 7 years 8 years back only.
No, she's Mayur. Not Biradar. You are Mayur, na?
Mayur is her name, Biradar.
Hey, even here we are a team.
Hey.
Vignesh.
ಅನ್ನಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹುಡಿಕೊಂಡು ತಿರುಗಬೇಡ ನಿನ್ನ ಜಾಗ ನೋಡು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರೆ ಬಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕುಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡ ನೀನು
विघ्नेश
अरे इतना क्यों डाला है आधा घंटे में वो खत्म हो जाएगा
इसका ये जितना डालते हैं ना उसके ऊपर सेशन डिपेंड है
सतीश कोटकी
ये कालो कर जब एनर्जी डाउन तब ऐसा लगे फील आ रहा है तब ये एनर्जाइजर के तौर पे एनर्जाइजर जब रिक्वायर होता है एनर्जी चाहिए तो आपको खाने नहीं चाहिए अब ना सोचिए हम लोग ध्यान से हम जहर लेके खाएंगे करेंगे वही जा रहे हैं
Before start. Very good morning to one and all. I would like to thank very special thing happened yesterday. Especially we had very good dinner. I think many people don't know the food came from where. All the way from Jubilee, CSAC team, they brought it for us. We'd like to thank her from my heart. Thank you, Geeta and team. Thank you, Mom. Good morning, all Agastya family members. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone in Prerana 2024. It's my privilege to open this event, stand here with many accomplished and supporters of Agastya. We Agastya are humbled to the around Atreya sir, Mahavir sir, Tyagu sir, Sai sir and Hariharan sir. Agastya pioneers who have passion and commitment to the visionary enthusiasm and infectious, motivating others to join them on their journey, serves as a guiding light, providing the direction and purpose to the organization. Such a great team we have on this gracious occasion. We must salute them. And our field level instructors, drivers are there. Without their support and dedication, it is not a kickback for this Silver Jubilee celebration. Now, the organization team also welcoming all the IMT leads, RMs, AMs, team members, and all the department heads from Agastya in the years Prerana 2024. Now, I would like to welcome prayer team. Please. Please be here. Please be here. So our practice is, whenever we are starting the event, light the lamp is our practice and culture. Today, I would like to invite for the light the lamp, Dr. Vikathe sir, please welcome sir, for the light the lamp. And our beloved Ajit Basu sir. Ajit Basu sir, please come. Please join. Yes sir, please come.
Balram sir, music ಹಾಕ್ಸಿ ಸರ್. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. The prayer sung by our students. Mike. No.
Okay. So you may be seeing the big giant here. Now I would like to hand over this mic to our friend, Mr. Topaz, to reveal the theme. Topaz, please welcome.
Am I audible? What a fantastic view of Agastya family. You are all so colorful, beautiful, handsome. Dear brothers and sisters, good morning. I know, with vesti and white shirt, automatically my hand goes like this. Maybe election, fever, continuing. Yeah. But I would like to start with a question. And those who are answering it will get extra sweets tonight. Okay? What is the theme of last year?
Resilience.
And why we created that theme?
Resilience.
What's the message?
Reach richness.
Anybody?
RRR.
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 Anybody want to try? Nobody wants sweets?
Dream, disrupt and deliver.
Correct.
Big applause to Geeta.
Supported by us.
Now the message. Why we created that theme? Dream, disrupt and deliver. What's the purpose? Anybody would like to try? Okay. Yeah. So this is last year theme. Okay. Last year we were scouting for new ideas. Just like mobile science lab on a bike, science centers. So these programs made us to reach millions of children, having Agastya's presence in 23 states. Okay? We were expecting a new idea that will take us to reach 100 million children in less than 3 years. That's the purpose. So last year is all about what to do. And this year is going to be all about how to do. Okay? We are going to focus on the third D, deliver. The focus on only deliver. We are to deliver curiosity, creativity, confidence with the umbrella of care. That's the theme of 2024. Please don't forget. We want all of you to deliver curiosity, creativity, confidence with the umbrella of care. It's straightforward, right? It doesn't need much explanation. It's our mission statement. I would like to give some examples, though. See, these days, it's general perception. The globe, the countries, the global, the countries are heading towards conflict. That's a general perception. All these big major powers spending billions and billions of money for making weapons for defensive and offensive purpose. War can happen anytime, anywhere, be it in Europe, Middle East, South China Sea, Indian Ocean, or even in Himalayas. In other hand, even much dangerous thing, climate change. Okay? Every now and then we are facing natural calamities, catastrophic natural calamities. To challenge it, to face it, we need creators, innovators, solution give us specifically creative, sustainable solution giver. All these creators, innovators are high in demand, very much high in demand. But all these creative ideas, a creative, sustainable solution has to come from a caring individual. Say, we'll take Hitler. Hitler is a very creative leader. And he's a very confident person. You should have seen him when he was talking, he's much animated. 100 times more than, okay? If you close your ear, it seems like he's doing orchestra, like that. That kind of confident person, Hitler. But he may be, perhaps he has curious person also. Perhaps he's a curious person also. But the caring element, the character is missing. What happens? Whatever solution he gives, disastrous. Used to multiple deaths, countless deaths. So character caring is very, very important. Agastya is harvesting caring in each and every one of you. We are nurturing caring. So I repeat again, for all the world problems, some creative solution is required. Creative, sustainable solution. It has to come from a caring person. We are more relevant today. We'll be more relevant in future also. We are here to stay much more, many more, 25 years. I would like to end my speech with a quote. The candle doesn't lose anything. Don't want to lose anything. Candle don't want to lose anything by lighting another candle. It's said by someone, some unknown person. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And before you go, I have one old example of Ramji. Okay, in a rocket, what is important? Engine, structure, the vehicle, fuel. Yeah, Ramji sir always says, payload is very important. So when you go from here, keep this in mind. The payload is 4C. Creativity, curiosity, creativity, confidence, and a number of care. Thank you all.
Now we have a special guest here. You know who is our special guest? Our YL alumni. Sushmita, where are you? Sushmita, please come here. You can welcome Sushmita. Please come.
Good morning. A very warm greetings to each and every one of you. I'm Sushmita, currently working as cybersec analyst at HCL in cybersecurity domain. So, coming to my journey with Agastya, it all started when I was 9 years old. So, I used to visit Agastya with my cousin brother Sagar. So, he never refused to take us to Agastya. Whenever we have holidays, we used to ask him to take us to Agastya. He used to always encourage us, and he used to take us to Agastya and leave us, just go and explore whatever you want. So, then what made me to visit Agastya again and again is its beautiful architecture, so which is completely different from our normal buildings and all, and also the peaceful environment here, and of course our caring and friendly mentors. So all these things made me visit Agastya again and again. But when I studied in a private school from LKG to 7th standard, where I don't have opportunity to visit Agastya frequently. But whenever I get chance, I used to also visit with my government school friends. So nobody here stopped me to visit Agastya, even though I'm from a private school. So, and then in 8th standard, I moved to government school. From there, I was selected as YL, And as a YL, I really had an amazing opportunities here. So they always encourage us to take initiatives or to do things we like to do. And like I would like to give few examples where while instructors helped us to take initiatives and encouraged us. So we are the first batch in our school. So there is no through timings for our school and all. So we informed that thing to Mahesh sir and Kiran sir. So they took us to APSRTC bus depot and we gathered all bus route timings and then we painted it in our school bus stop. So the most important thing what I learned in this is, so no matter what the problem is, we can always take initiatives and solve the problems in whatever possible way we can. And one more thing, so as it is a newly constructed school, we used to not have even basic needs like water and all. So one day we got to know that CM convoy is going in our school route, and then we thought, okay, we'll directly ask CM sir. So all our school students went and sit in the road, and then CM convoy stopped. We went to CM and directly we spoke and we requested for our basic needs. So here I would like to tell that really Agastya gave me that courage and confidence to speak with CM. So it really helped me there to directly go to CM and speak. So, and one more thing is so here in our schools, usually teachers will be a bit strict and we can't directly ask them questions, at least when I studied. So, but when I visit Agastya, so here our instructors are completely different. So they used to always encourage us to ask how many number of questions you ask. They'll patiently listen and answer to us. So their care and encouragement towards us gave us confidence to ask and learn things. And then, so I was also part of Operation Vasanta. I used to go to Operation Vasanta in the evenings and I used to study there. On behalf of that Operation Vasanta, my mom got chance to visit Agastya and parents visit. So she came here. So here our instructors explained all of them kitchen facts. So in that one which she told me was, so the difference between fake chili powder and original chili powder. So she felt really happy. She thought that okay, our children is also learning everything practically here. So they're not simply telling that okay, this is fake, this is original. They're practically showing things. That with me. So you're being in a good place. So she to Agastya. So like this, in almost every way, Agastya helped me. And also in 9th class, I was participated in Iris Science Fair, where I've done project on herbal dishwashing powder. So we also won silver medal in that. So thank you. So Agastya really gave me the confidence to speak and to take initiative of anything. So thank you Agastya for making me a better person today, and I'm really grateful for that. Okay.
Pushpita, first of all, thank you. You were so confident while you were speaking and you were very articulate. Thank you for sharing your views and your experience. For me and most of us sitting here, we really experienced what Agastya's output is. So wherever you go, you are Agastya for us.
Yes,
Whether
sir.
you are in a company or in your community or wherever, you are Agastya for us. The question what I have is, when you go as a confident person, yeah, in your community, in your own company, in your school perhaps or college, how do you want the kids in your school, college or community to come up, to come forward? What you got from Agastya, you could really experience that and express it outside. What is your message to the children out there in the schools and colleges? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, sir. So, what I expect from the kids is just don't blindly sit and listen what they say. Ask whatever questions you have in your mind and learn things. I really expect that from kids. So, as in my perspective, I just want to tell that we'll be in fear until we see that the person will not accept us and they will not respond in the proper way. But whereas in Agastya, they'll comfort us. So they let us out our questions. Like by seeing them itself, it will come out. Like whatever questions we have, it will usually come out. So that confidence Agastya will give, and children will also be free to ask any questions.
My question is, you have been through Agastya for how many years? As a YL, I think maybe at least 4 or 5 years.
Yes, like I was.
So you have been through Agastya's process for 4 or 5 years. After that, you have graduated, you are doing business, you are doing a profession and all that. So I'm thinking back, my question is that we, maybe in a way we have a tunnel vision that, oh, we are doing this, we think we are doing good, we are doing it in a way what we can see. We are doing it in a way what we can see. But you as a product of Agastya, when you think back, what do you think Agastya could have done better or more to make it more meaningful for you?
Okay. Yes, sir, thank you for the question. So after being in college, as an engineering student, what I thought was, so it will be like we have all science lab, physics lab, chemistry lab and all. So what I thought was, it would be better if we also have coding also here. So for children, if we teach coding also, it will be better for them also to understand things better. So that is my suggestion, sir.
So, Smita, here,
Yes.
Mahavir's question was looking back. I want to look forward. At 25, will become 50. What should Agastya do from 25 to 50?
Okay, thank you, sir. Actually, Agastya is really doing a very great job. And coming to me, in 50 years, it will transform more children. So,
No, you didn't understand the question. Agastya will do what it is doing, do it well, better, much more. But what new? What are the new frontiers?
I don't get it, sir. Can you-
What are the new frontiers Agastya should explore?
ఇప్పుడు 25 ఇయర్స్ అయింది, ఇప్పుడు వరకు ఏదో చేసాము. నెక్స్ట్ 25 ఇయర్స్లో ఏం చేయాలి అగస్త్య, ఇంకా కొత్తవి ఏమన్నా ఈ ఉద్దేశంలో ఇప్పుడు చేసేది చేస్తూ ఉంటాం, ఇంకా చాలా మంది పిల్లలు వస్తూ ఉంటారు. బట్ ఏమన్నా కొత్తవి చేయాలి అంటే ఏమన్నా ఐడియాస్ ఉన్నాయా?
Okay, as I already said, one thing is coding. Coding should be included. It will be helpful. And one more thing is Agastya is already doing, but I just want it to improve more. Is like put students in real life problems. So just show them the actual problems what we face in real life, not only this subjects and all. So that will really help students to go forward in their career and also.
Hi, Susmita.
Hi, sir.
So, I'm Ramesh from Bodoland Territorial Region, a part of Assam. Your story is really very inspirational for all of us. So you have stated many other things that the qualities of the mentor in the form of instructor. Well, what was the missing element so that we can improve from instructor point of view? Suppose instructor is being the mentor, giving the mentorship to the YIR kids. So anytime you have felt that these things should be in different way, just like I'm thinking about what are the demerit of some of the things if you observe in your tenure like that.
Okay, thank you. As I already told, here our instructors are really super caring, and they like, I don't think they have to improve themselves. They're already best in whatever way they are doing. So they're always open to accept anything from us, questions and all. So I don't think they have to improve much.
Anything you can add?
Okay.
Ramesh, my thing is actually to you. Maybe I'm talking on her behalf or maybe on behalf of many other children. I think it's just a suggestion for all of us to think, should we even call ourselves instructors? Because that is, I think we are more of a facilitators than...
So there is a separate session for that.
We have one question.
Of course, like in my free time, I'll definitely come and volunteer and teach children. I'll be super happy to do that. Yes, of course, I'll be available virtually also.
Hello. Here is a question. So it is from Shravan actually. Shravan is here. So he's having sore throat, so I am asking in behalf of him. So he is asking, like, Agastya believes in creating leaders. So you are that leader coming forward and speaking confidently, and at even childhood you encounter like talking to CM, which is not that easy. So have you ever created any leader or inspired children or your own classmates in your journey?
So I just like to tell one thing for this question. So I studied in IIIT Idupulpaya. So it is a college where we get admission only if we top in our mandal. So I am one of the top in our mandal in my SSC. So then I got chance into Idupulpaya. I studied there and now I am working. So as I listened in my village, so many people, they will tell to their children that, see, you have to be like this sister. She studied hard and she went into the government college and she studied with scholarship. Now she's working. So that really, that's really inspiring. I feel very happy that so a lot of children are getting inspired by me. So their parents are showing me as an example. I really feel happy for that. So that I think that is the answer to your question.
Hi Sushmita, I'm Mahadev here. So I'm really proud of you as being my student in the IRIS project.
Thank you.
The one interesting information about Sushmita is she is a Guinness Book World Record 2 years back. So in the Tamil Nadu Alagappa University, she performed a classical Kuchipudi dance over there, and she won a Guinness Book World Record 3 years back. And does Agastya give you any courage or helped out in achieving this Guinness Book record?
So, yes. Actually, I performed in this stage in, I think in 2016, while Alumni, I performed in this stage and I performed Kuchipudi in Guinness World Record. So, I'm just interconnecting all those things by sitting there, like all those things. I hosted via Alumni. Now, I'm coming as a guest. So I was feeling very happy to be here today.
Yeah, hi Sushmita, I have one question. Very different kind of a thing.
Last question. Okay. So you spoke about confidence, which manifested itself in terms of you meeting the CM and put forth your problems. Tell me some of these attributes that or personality that you develop. Does it have a shelf life over a period as you grow? Does it start coming down, going up, or taper off? For example, today, if you have a problem at HCL, would you pick up the courage and talk to the CEO of HCL and say, hey, you need to fix this? Or would there be some bottlenecks en route?
Okay, it was just keep on increasing. As you can see me, I'm talking in front of all of you with like so much confidence. It's always increasing. So if I have any problem, I'll follow the procedure, contact my manager. If he gives the solution, I'll stop there. If no, I'll just contact with the higher authorities also. There is no problem in that until we didn't do any mistake or anything.
Lovely.
Thank you, Ulram sir, for giving time for question. Myself Ramesh from Maharashtra. As you are while here, so across India there are thousands of wires and lakhs of alumni now spread across India, and you are here the real example. So my question is, so after your journey or any individual journey, what values you are carrying in your life, which you got in Agastya in your journey? Thank you.
Okay, that discipline which we follow in Agastya and the meditation which we do just before listening the classes, so that things I'll keep following in my life also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sushmita. We are very, very happy to see you here as a OL, and we can appreciate her with a big round of applause once again. Now we can see one regional leader, Vignesh. Please.
These are the most important things. Once that takes root in a person's mind and heart, in your mind and heart, in the student's mind and heart, everything else falls into place.
Honorable people, Thiagu sir, please sit down. And I would like to invite Mohammed sir, please join. And my dearest friend, Mr. Nitin Desai, please take over. Take over the session. Start the session.
Light.
You can have at least these two lights.
Side के lights on कर दो यार. Side.
If you want to take a picture or something, you can do it now.
No, we will switch on the sides, not this one. ये और ये. Side पे పెట్టండి. ఇక్కడ వద్దు.
Right like it.
Thanks.
This is fine.
Stool. Namaskar. Good morning.
Good morning.
So thank you to all the organizers and all the performers. It was a wonderful yesterday, the 0th day, and today is the first day. So good morning to one and all. We are very honored to have our distinguished panelists. Yeah. And Sushmita, thank you once again for the wonderful talk and your inspirational sharing. This is what we want to see. Your smile and your eyes, the spark in your eyes is what inspires us. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the context, what the organizers have asked me to delve into is more into Agastya's journey, the strategies what we are looking into today and the future. Yeah. I would like to start with a few Hindi lines which I heard this 32 years ago. I'm 45. 32 years ago I heard this and it made, and I see when Sushmita was speaking, this reminded me, and I just googled about this kavita once again. This is by Javed Akhtar Saab. Very interesting lines. Zindagi hai to ख्वाब hai. When there is life, there are dreams. Zindagi hai to ख्वाब hai to manzile hai. When there are dreams, there are destinations. Zindagi hai to ख्वाब hai to manzile hai. Manzile hai to फासले हैं. When there are distances, right? Manzile hai to फासले हैं. फासले हैं तो मुश्किलें. फासले हैं तो रास्ते हैं. When there is distance, there are paths, there are roads. रास्ते हैं तो मुश्किलें हैं. When there are roads, paths, there are difficulties, there are challenges. मुश्किलें हैं तो हौसला है. हौसला is the courage. हौसला है तो विश्वास है, क्योंकि फाइटर हमेशा जीतता है. Right? When Ramji talks about the fighter spirit, the samurai spirit, right? Now we will see the journey of class, right? Hausla to Vishwas. So the first question is to Mahavirji. As a chartered accountant, had a great career.
आपका बिजनेस था, आपका चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, you were chartered accountant, and you would have had a great career. What was that moment where you decided to dedicate yourself for the cause and take the leap? How much time did it take for you to decide to go all out on this? Can you talk about those churning moments? जो मंथन समय था, मंथन टाइम, ये स्टेप लेना है, नहीं लेना है, आपने ले लिया, तो वो चर्निंग टाइम जो था उसके बारे में आप शेयर करें. धन्यवाद.
First question is, how much time did it take me for that to answer? How much time do I have?
we were supposed to have one more panelist. He is not there, so we have enough time.
No, just one. So I think I completed my doing my sales. Before I could start my office, we had taken over a sick industry in Mysore. It was an oil and rice mill. So I was running that oil and rice mill for about maybe 4 years, and we had a lot of problems there. And there I was not so much of an administrator as a plant manager, because I was more on the floor of the factory, doing the repairs to the sick industry, and I was very much interested in maintenance and all that. I was doing more of that. And of course we had a lot of problems there because the environment of doing business in that locality, it was a rice and oil mill. We were in a situation where others were doing a lot of hairy which we could not do. So it was not so successful. But what happened was I had my accident there and I lost my knee. After that, 18 months, I was in bed, not able to get up, and this thing was that most probably my leg may have to be amputated and all. But God's grace, maybe this thing, things turned out, and I was able to moving. And at that time, of course, that artificial joint technology was not so good, so doctor didn't advise for that also. So I went ahead with this. That happened, and after what happened was I was just thinking what to do, and suddenly our family business was stockbroking. We were doing a lot of this thing, but we were not official broke at that time. We were just dealing in stocks and shares. So at that time, because it was a very close club, stock exchange at that time, and then at that time, because of some regulations, this thing opened up to professional quota. So being a CA, then under professional quota, I got membership of the Bangalore Stock Exchange. And after about 1 or 2 years, I then became the vice president, and then after president. That also there's a big reason for me to go in for. I usually don't go for any such posts or anything. The reason was that there's too much of politics in the exchange, and the exchange was just on a total decline because of the politics. So then my colleague, he became the president and dragged me to become the vice president, so that we could just shut down this politics once for all. And then you won't believe it, there were 4 times under 4 different presidents, we had thought of buying a property. Each subsequent president is to cancel it because he wanted to do it under, he wanted his own benefits or what name and all that. So 4 times we lost out on very good valuable properties, booked at a lower rate, but discarded even though it is high rate because of changes in ideas. So then that is why the stock exchange was not able to grow and all that. So when we took up, what happened is we thought, at least I thought during the next 3 months, let me put an end to all this, and in one shot. And at that time, this computerization of exchanges started. And Bangalore Stock Exchange, after the 24 stock exchanges at that time in the country, was ranked, I think, 22nd in its turnover and all that. So then in that 6 months period, what happened is immediately we went and purchased a building, just cash purchase we did it, and we did something in a record time of 3 months, we computerized. And I mean, I don't know, many of you know the intricacies of outcry trading. We used to shout and on the floor of the exchange for the discovery of the rate and all that. So that was in a different building. Overnight, in a time, I'm talking of maybe 1988 or something, overnight we shifted the premises on Friday night from Miller's Tank, which is somewhere near our cantonment station, to JC Road area that we were building what he bought And at that time, in Tatkal, phone calls is, if you are booked for a phone, it used to take 2 to 3 years to come. And Tatkal also used to take about 6 months or 4 months. But at that time, we were able to do the way we manage the things, the project and all that. Saturday night we stopped, Friday night we stopped trading here. Monday morning we started trading in the new office, totally computerized. No exchange in India could do 100% conversion from outcry trading to computerized trading, 100%. Bombay Stock Exchange, NSE did it because they started afresh. They not did it in 2000. And about nearly 250 on Friday night, we got 250 exchange telephone lines with the same number transferred to the new exchange in and Monday morning, all the lines with the same numbers were also functioning, and a very good team what we had. And I think that gave me a lot of experience in execution of projects and project management and all that. That and also, of course, my experience with rebuilding the factory, the SICK industry and all that. And I think that background. And immediately after computerization was over and we brought down all the politics and everybody knew that there's end to it, I just stepped down from the post and said goodbye. I don't want, I done my job, what has to be done, I just stepped out of the, I didn't again stand for re-election or anything. During this time, I used to meet Dr. S. Balsundaram, who was a former principal of Rishi Valley School, quite often. He was earlier in Bangalore and he had a farm in near Hosur. So I used to go often and meet him and talk about education. And especially what happens is I used to tell him that how is it that the way all these Christian institutions and other institutions, local, the way they charge the fee at a time of admission, the tip is capitation. No, not capitation. For children it's not capitation. Good schools is to take 80,000, 1 lakh and all that, and still there's so much demand. We are not able to come up with good schools and all. I think I am interested in starting this, the purpose of doing good education. And my background is that I was also Rishi Valley School. So I used to discuss off and on of this. Suddenly, after about 6 months or 7 months of my discussion, he told me, Ramji Raghavan. I said, yeah, I remember, I think it must have been about, I remember, and of course, I had not met him for about 35 years. So after 35 years, he mentioned his name to me. So I recollect him as a short person, and he also keeps talking to me. Why don't he comes and meets? Why don't you meet up? So then next time we called Ramji, and then we met, and then slowly we built the idea of starting a school, but with a little difference that we built an international school and charge fees, and with the fees do teacher training program, a free teacher training program. Not that we profit from it, but BSL, the teacher training programs will be self-sustaining from the fees we earn and all that. So this is how the idea slowly developed. And then we had a brainstorming session, 2-3 brainstorming sessions, and Mr. Raghavan and all of us and Dr. Balsundaram. Then the importance of teacher training came up, because then by the time we had the discussion, of course, then this .com bust happened. And some of the Ramji's friends were promised to give us some money, seed money to start the institution. We could not get that access at money because of the .com bust. So then things slowed down, and parallelly this campus, acquisition of the campus, our talks with the government was going on this land. So slowly that is how it happened. And of course my thoughts are breaking in between.
Maharaj, just one quick thing. Was there a fear? Because it was unclear. Road was not clear. Kahan jana hai? There is a dream, there is a passion. Was there a fear when you were shifting, when was the transition happening from your career to this full-time jump?
I think basically, at least from my side, the fear is not so much as the change of my line of work, but rather than whether we'll succeed with the funding required to achieve our goals first primarily. And because if that is the main grease on which things will have moved. Without that, it won't move, whatever ideas you have. So how are you going to raise? And after balance coming and all that, and we need something different, which Dr. P.K. Iyengar and all suggested is much more impactful and more required for the country. Whether it will be accepted for funding, it is something revolutionary concept what I'm thinking, and different calligraphy.
I was in a university professor for about 10 years. When at the beginning of maybe in 1998 or 99, I don't remember. I was in defense headquarters, and one of my commanders brought Ramji to me. And Ramji took what tell me to explain what he wants to do. By the time I was fairly involved in establishing the human resource development for section for DNU, which didn't exist. Ramji said then we are going to build mobile vans and so on. So I decided to build a special mobile van with the displays and so on. So I got involved. So I gave an order to and left it away. A couple of years later, one day I was called saying that there is a brainstorming session, Agastya, would you please attend? This invitation was PK got there. So we talked to outstanding students. So once I became the member, everybody has an inherent intelligence. How do you make it come out? How do you make it blossom? That is the one. It's not just curiosity, confidence. It's not. All of us have certain inherent creativity. But somebody will then nurture that creativity. So Agastya was trying to do that. But my first visit, it sparkled in the eyes that they had internal intelligence. See enhanced. And as a signal processing man, my fundamental job was always to enhance the signal.
Why did you go and meet Ramji and others? I did, and I hit it off almost immediately. I remember that. So the reason I came on board was because Agastya on board and possibly we had 15 mobile labs maximum, something like that, or even less. And then how do you scale up a team? And how do you scale up in a swift, very caring way? Those were the kind of things that were interested to me by that. I mean, as my wife recounted, there was an early childhood, which is always enjoyable. Absolutely in work-wise, I mean, I did done that. Really being the best 15 years.
I think the moment when we thought that we have developed a good trust with the donors. Moment with Agastya, that shows that because I knew Jubilee as a stock market investor and his insights into business and was endorsement that we are on the right track. And what was the second part of the question?
Now, what did you do differently?
Don't think
so that the trust was, getting built.
What we should do, and the only thing is, it inspired us, it showed us that we are possibly on the right track. So it gave us a sort of motivation to speed up. To speed up, that's it. I think that's the main thing, main way it just
Children to be beneficiaries. But running an organization requires processes. It requires governance. It requires communication. And all of this need to be communicated very, very well to the donor. So when donors develop confidence that you will execute the programs, you will do them well, the money that they entrust to you, as a trust, we are trustees of other people's money. So when the money that they entrust to you will be put to very, very good use, and as ordained by our memorandum and articles and what we set out to do, when they get that confidence, then you're doing things the way they ought to be doing. In corporate social responsibility money, CSR money, as Hari and his team will say, it is that confidence which you have to bring, and that is the change that we made happen, of bringing governance changes, communicating it well, the confidence of delivery, and the fact that they can entrust their money to us without fear of favor for things to happen. That made a huge difference for us to go on from small beginnings to what we are doing.
Thank you, Dev. The next question is to Dr. Atre and to Thiagu. Dr. Atre understands Kannada and you have a ruchi in Sangeetam. Yeah? So there is one beautiful Bhava Gita in Kannada. Rekke iddare saake hakkige beku bana bailali teluta tana. So it's not just the wings alone are important for the bird to fly. It is also the bailu, the space, the akasha, which is needed, which enables the bird to soar high. So what was, according to you both, what was that space, what was that, thing available in that time, during those times, which enabled Agastya to really fly high? One is the commitment, the transparency, passion, definitely these are the wings. But the space, the akasha is needed. The community, the environment, the whole thing has to be ready. So what was that readiness of the community outside?
Yeah, I think fundamentally the need was very high. As Ramji had mentioned, the need to do much, much better learning amongst the children was what prompted him to come back and, along with Mahavir and others, create Agastya, moved away from the international school idea into a school of schools for underprivileged. Fortunately, the environment was right. The children needed that. India was moving up. So raising the ocean, as Dr. Atre pointed out, raising the floor of the ocean was ripe for intervention. The akasa that the bird needed to fly was slowly coming around. In terms of saying that we need this more and more. More and more people were embracing the idea of experiential learning, of saying that not theory alone won't do, or chalk and talk alone won't do. You need to have action-based learning, you need to have all the 5 principles that more and more people were accepting. Governments were more and more willing to get interventions into. Otherwise, it's very difficult to break into a system which is so entrenched, right? And therefore, I would say one could have been easily cynical in saying this will never change. Right? That is like throwing down and going away. But here we threw down the gauntlet, and fortunately, the changes, the macro changes in the environment of education, learning, were ripe enough for us to make inroads and scale. And once we scale quite a bit, obviously your credibility goes up and the akasa or the environment expands for you to do more and more things. Nobody asked me to do design thinking, but we said this is important. It's not part of the curriculum, but it's important because you are SDG, because tomorrow's children will have to be problem solvers. How do you make that happen? Sow the seeds now so that the plant can germinate. So that kind of a thing, the environmental ripeness or it changing is very, very timely, I would say.
Timely, yes, that's Thank you, Dr.
You shouldn't ask that question to an academician because I can go on for hours.
Then I would request you to keep it short because there are very other interesting questions are there. Yeah.
I would, rather than directly answering your question, I will take the liberty to show what should Agastya's vision and how it should change. The question of educating students to 10th is well under control. You are all experts. I don't think you need any extra inputs. You are doing well, do new models, do new things and so on and so forth. In Indian educational system, after 10th, 11th and 12th is not accessible to us because it's a high pressure system in India. Nobody will do anything. Can Agastya leapfrog from 11th and 12th to go here? What is the vision I have for Agastya in Indian issue? I had suggested a few days back to Ramji that Agastya should have scholarships for Indian higher educational people to come spend some time in Kuppam. Doing two things. One, how to deliver the technological requirements to lower class people. How to innovate. This campus should, in your opinion, should become a summer training ground for graduates and postgraduate students. That is comparatively mundane. I am trying to look at, this is probably something which can be achieved in the next 4 to 5 years, something like that. Like we are already trying to work with Maharashtra University and we can do those things. But I am going to try to jump ahead and look at 20 years ahead. I will take a few minutes to explain, if you don't mind, what I am intending. I don't know how many of you know, yesterday was okay? What is Earth Day? Somewhere in 1980s, a Nobel Prize-winning chemist by the name Paul Goodson and an American limnologist by the name Eugene Stoermeyer coined a word called Anthropocene. The word means age of man. And they went on to explain what human activities has done to the biosphere, atmosphere, and our environment. I don't want to go into detail what Anthropocene does, but I think Agastya now should start addressing the problems which we have to solve. Not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, 10 years from now. What is the problem? Recently, a set of intellects collected together and wrote a report called Planetary Boundaries. What does that mean? It had 5 major sectors: water sector, ecosystem sector, atmospheric sector, nutritional sector. In the water sector, they address the 2 problems: groundwater, surface water. In the environmental ecosystem, they address 2 problems: ecosystem area, where you general area of how much you are left for ecosystem, and the other one is called ecosystem integrity, meaning how much of biomass will be able to increase, how much of plantation will you do, how much of animals will you protect, and so on. Then in the atmospheric system, they looked at climate, where the global warming, and the other one is aerosol, that is pollution. In the last one, on the nutritional system, they looked at nitrogen and phosphorus, which are ruining the world. So this is called planetary boundaries. If you have all these systems are within a certain amount of time, that Earth is safe. They found out of these 4, or 4 into 2, 8, out of 6 we are already past the boundary. It's almost an irrecoverable system. Only the atmosphere is left. Temperature is still 1.5 degrees, up to 1.8 we can tolerate, beyond 2 there is a little bit of problem, and aerosol is the pollution. So having said this, UN has set up a new committee called How Should Be the Education for 2050 and Beyond Should Be. It's called Anthroposophistic Technology Education. The word sustainability actually originated from that. According to me, Agastya should leave from. What kind of, we must have a laboratory called Planetary Boundaries Laboratory. What is that we should do? What is that the youngster who is coming to Agastya, say at 14, 15 years old, by the time he becomes 30, what is the kind of technology he is going to look for? If the world doesn't exist, what is the point of looking into the technology? So this planetary boundaries attempt must be done. On my question, is school education conducive to do this? According to me, if you don't lay the foundation at the school level, you are not going to overcome that gap. Next 20, 30 years, 2 to 3 decades, India is going to play a dominant role in science and technology in the world. Today we are not a science and technology power. We do well, but we are nowhere in the realm of power. But in the next 2 to 3 decades, we are going to become technology leaders. So we must lead the way. And Agastya is a unique organization, and perhaps like this, nothing else will be created in India again. So if Agastya doesn't do it, who else should do it? So when I asked Sushmita what is the question, I just wanted to know how to react. Yeah, so we must now look at beyond that. Beyond just education in schools. What is the kind of science and technology necessary for 2050 and beyond? Because that is where your youngsters which are going to come into 2030, 2020 to 2030 are going to work.
Thank you. It was wonderful answer, Dr. Atre.
Sorry, I took more time, but I thought I should explain to you what I
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is the reason why right now Hari and team and all of us are working on, when we get the campus to have a climate change lab, climate change learning lab, and an energy learning lab. Beyond that, into entrepreneurship. So it's evolving into what is required 20, 30 years hence. He's suggesting leapfrogging. We are perhaps not there. We should take his words and start doing that. Plan for leapfrog and 20, 30 years later.
Thank you. Now we will have something, questions which perhaps would take them back to their school or college or even your career days. Have you ever accidentally blown something up during a science experiment, or any experiment which went horribly wrong, but you managed to turn it into a valuable learning experience? Any one of you can take. Either in your school, college, or in your career.
Or even intentionally.
Sorry?
Or even intentionally.
Or even intentional. Size adding.
No, it's not horrible. I'm going to take an example of what I'm involved with. There is an Indian DRDO project called Light Compact Aircraft, Tejas. I'm sure all of you have heard of it. Is there anybody who has not heard of Tejas?
Light compact aircraft?
Tejas. Have you heard of Tejas aircraft?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We had the first flight on January 4th, 2001. It so happened there was a aero show in India in February 10th, 2001. So I wanted to fly the aircraft there. And the people who designed the aircraft said, "Sir, we have done only one flight. Probably we will be doing 1 or 2 more flights." Nobody has flown the aircraft in such a quick session in a aero show. My argument was, next aero show was 2 years old. Everybody doubted that whether India could build a compact aircraft. So if we wait for 2 more years, the doubt will increase. Let's buy the bullet and fly it. So I went to my minister, George Fernandez, asked him, will you give me permission? His answer was, you are the head of the department, you take the decision. So the question was very clear. If I flew and failed, I have to resign. Okay? We flew. Somehow the gut feeling, we flew. Within 20 days, we flew in the Hiroshima. I won't say it is a horrible thing, but if you are not ready to take tough decisions, you are never going to do the leapfrog. Within 1 month of flying, it became a mature aircraft because we had shown it to the world. The same thing happened in submarine when we were building nuclear submarine, but that's not there. What all I am saying is, you don't have to wait for horrible things to happen before taking a decision. Sometimes you have to go by your gut feeling. The sixth sense, all of us have it, but we don't operate on it. But you cannot make full holiday decision, saying that I am going to jump to the moon. But on the other hand, you can make a decision, I am going to build a eco laboratory in Kuppam. You require a lot more things for that, but it's something which is achievable. Something, you must be pragmatic about these things. But you must be able to take risks. India is a risk-averse country. We very rarely take that kind of risks. Fortunately, we have changed now. We are slowly starting taking risks. Maybe the Indian ethos have come to a condition that we are going to succeed. The will of the nation is that we should succeed. Some extent, the present government has figured that we must succeed. Hum karenge kind of thing. So, you don't have to wait for a disaster situation to take a decision. Because if you come to a disaster situation, it's what's called Murphy's Law. What things will go wrong, which will go wrong irrespective of what you do.
Right. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Doctor.
you don't have to follow that.
Thank you. You want to add yeah. So now thinking about the future, how do you see the ripple effects? Tiago, this question is to you. How do you see the ripple effects of Agastya's work extending beyond the immediate communities it serves? And what broader impact do you hope to achieve in the long run, in the next 25 years?
We are better known in MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, and other than Indian universities. So we are doing something which the Americans tend to think is very great, but Indians still don't think that we are doing it great.
So we need to influence.
Absolutely right. We get more interns from Harvard and other places than from IIT Madras or anywhere else. That's really the truth that Dr. Atre is saying. Yeah, so you were saying about...
How do you see the ripple effects of Agastya's work extending beyond its immediate communities it serves? And what broader impact do you hope to achieve in the long run, in the next 25 years?
I think, while we have not been ardent policy advocates, there are organizations, non-profits and others who become policy advocates, who go to the ministries, governments, lobby and say this is the way to do it and influence people directly. We don't do that. We do that by our action. People sit up and take notice. Dr. Kasturi Rangan might not have written in his foreword that NEP 2020 work was influenced by Agastya, but he has said that in fora, several other fora, that the kind of work that we have done to make hands-on learning, activity-based learning, project-based learning and several other things that are now embraced by NEP 2020, we have been the pioneers of that. We have done that in scale, not just in a bucket, in a corner. We have done that in scale. So that is the ripple effect you're talking about. We created a wave and the wave moves forward in the space, right? So that's the ripple effect. I think more governments are believing in the work that we do. BTR kind of thing is a great example. More governments are joining in the work that we do. And as we speak, we are talking to several more of them. And global, working with global universities, newer programs and the kind of things that we talked about, the future related, the laboratories here, and again, leapfrogging to engineering education and science, in the college level, and working with that. In fact, the kind of contributions that Dr. Atri has made in innovation kind of programs, which bridge the gap between engineering college students and high school students, all of that will definitely have an effect in that ripple moving forward. So, as I said, even if we are not overt policy advocates, our work gets noticed and policy gets influenced. And therefore, that will have a greater say, the AI conference that we had or the Maverick Teachers Conference we had. All of that is going to definitely help us in moving the message forward and making it more and more confident.
Thank you, Dharma.
When I said you do for the beyond 12th, this could be a center for conducting advanced workshops for engineering students. For example, you go to America, there is what's called a Pacific Grove Conference in California area. It's an area they have provided. It's by and large an education sector area. It provides facilities which we have. So suppose tomorrow you decided how should the chatbots, GPT should look like in 2035. Suppose you hold a workshop here and call all the IIT people. That becomes a ripple effect. But the greatest ripple effect is Shushmitas, not one, hundreds. If they carry the message of Agastya or what Agastya did to them, and it will slowly percolate. You should not create a wave, because wave could become a tsunami. The wave should naturally arise. The wave could naturally arise are two things. Sending your wards, your instructor to different places. You remember in the old days we used to read, the kings used to send their spread all over like that. So they should naturally grow. So like you had a program called Operation Vasanta, maybe you should have a program called Operation Shushmita.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Atri, for that idea. Thank you.
And say go around. What is the first way? Second way, bring the people who make the decision on science and technology to the campus.
Fantastic.
Let them see the campus and what we have done. And sometimes the ripple effect will go on its own. All that you need is a trigger. That trigger can be provided by this campus.
Fantastic.
We have enough facilities. Bring them in. Let them go. Like if you, as we said when we talked about when we went to Harvard, they were talking about the Kuppam campus. But when I go to IIT Madras, nobody talks about that. So let's create the ripple effect here. Because Harvard won't create a ripple for us. IIT Madras may create a ripple for us.
Right. So thank you for your answer. We have two quick questions. I saw Topaz coming and keeping the bottle twice here. So two quick questions before I open up for the audience. Short answers. What's one piece of advice you have for all the leaders in this gathering and leaders who are out in the field? Navidji, your take. What's one piece of advice for the leaders who are in this gathering and who are there outside as well? Augustins.
Have faith in what you're doing and in the organization.
Thank you, Dr.
Take what you learn here beyond this room into people who work with you in the field, because they are the ones who are going to make the change at the field. So take this as this communication outward and do the outreach for them.
Thank you, Dr. Your advice.
The confidence which Agastya gave you should be like as they say, Sugandha, it should spread. How are you going to build this? You know, all confident people need not be knowledgeable, and all knowledgeable people are not confident. So the confidence which you have got to think about right or wrong, something which seems to be, as you pointed out, and gave her courage to speak, is something which should have. Speak sense. And speak, there is one Sanskrit word, mitrasya chakshusha savikshamaye. That is, test me, criticize me, evaluate me, but with a friendly eyes. Don't assume that I am going to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do that. Go with the idea, I am going to prove you right.
Thank you.
That is the confidence that you go. And that is what you should do. And see whether the Sugandha you received in Kuppam and Agastya can be shared and spread.
Thank you. Now we'll open up for the audience. Few quick questions. Just 2 questions, Topaz? Yes. 2 questions?
Yes, he says he's...
He just raised his hand like a politician. The politician generally agree for one question.
One question.
One question. Yeah. Just one question. Anyone? Actually, nobody is ready to ask one question. I think Sai got up. Yeah.
Give the mic.
Okay, if there are no questions, fine. So thank you. Before we end the panel, few Hindi lines again, which captures the essence and the way forward for us as Agastyans as we look forward for the next 25 years. These lines are from Arunima Singh. She is the first amputated person to get onto Himalaya. So she was the Mount Everest, she could climb Mount Everest. She's the first amputated woman who could climb the Mount Everest. These lines are from her, which is really very inspirational. अभी तो इस बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है. अभी तो इस बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है. अभी तो इस परिंदे का इम्तिहान बाकी है. अभी तो इस परिंदे का इम्तिहान बाकी है. अभी अभी हमने लांघा है समंदरों को. अभी तो पूरा आसमान बाकी है. For my non-Hindi friends, you know, अभी तो बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है. The real flight of Agastya is yet to take. अभी तो इस परिंदे का इम्तिहान, is the test, is still yet to come. अभी हमने लांघा है समंदरों को. 25 million, just 25 million. We have to reach 100 million, 2.0 and 3.0 to come. Yeah, अभी तो पूरा आसमान बाकी है. Right? So we look forward for the next 25 years with the spirit and the confidence what have been given to us, and it's our responsibility to take it forward. Yeah, so we will take it forward, and thank you, Dhanyavad to all our panelists and all our audience, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now it is a break for tea. Exactly 20 minutes. Soon after that, you have the surprise. You have to be here sharp 11:30. 11:35, you have the surprise. 11:35. The tea area is left side here. This side.
అప్పుడే ఈడ తలకి ఆడ తలకి యూట్యూబ్ తెలియబడుతుంది అది వెళ్తాయి